This video will be an examination of some of the world's top magicians. Almost everyone believes that the best magicians in the world only use incredibly quick sleight of hand to perform their quote tricks. Many have the impression that the top magicians are just so good at what they do that there's a natural explanation for their performances, even if we can't see it or figure it out. In other words, most believe that there must be a non-spiritual explanation for all the apparent signs and wonders magicians perform. While this may be the correct conclusion for some of the quote magic that people generally see, there are other magic acts that clearly go beyond the laws of nature. Here is a young magician that can make CDs instantly appear. He will also change their size, shape, and color. Notice that the magic show he performs on is blasphemously called, quote, God Hands 2. For example, there is no way without supernatural assistance that cards can instantly appear in someone's hands out of thin air. But as you can see, that is exactly what is happening. Yet most will still insist, despite the clear evidence to the contrary, that these magic acts do have an explanation that doesn't require the supernatural to be involved. They will say that being this good at magic is only the result of a tremendous amount of hard work which has enabled them to perfect their craft. But that can't be the real explanation for how these individuals are able to perform this kind of magic.
No, it's funny, even in this day and age, they still think magicians use their sleeves. So all you do is cast a spell, and there's the ace of hearts.
They could only perform these signs and wonders with the assistance of spiritual forces. As we will see, this has even been admitted by the top magicians. In this video, I will provide overwhelming evidence that most of the top magicians, whether they know it or not, are possessed, and that they are certainly assisted by demons or fallen angels. Some may ask how I believe these magicians became possessed and fell under such demonic control. Most of them became possessed by attempting to contact spirits or by fooling around with the occult. Some of them may have sold their souls to the devil. In return, the devil gave them special power, fame, and fortune in this world. Assistance from the devil and demons is the way these top magicians have acquired these special quote magic skills, which makes them different from regular magicians who aren't necessarily receiving spiritual intervention. The spiritual assistance and intervention of demons is the only explanation for how the world's top magicians are able to do what they do. In this video, you will see many examples of false signs and wonders performed by many of the top magicians in the world. This will prove that a spiritual world exists. You have just seen some footage of magicians referred to as card manipulators. Cards instantly appear in their hands, and they don't appear there from any known natural source. This is similar to another kind of magic called face changing, also called mask changing. In face changing, what look like masks instantly appear on the faces of the performers. The so-called art form of face changing originated in China. Even though more than 1.35 billion people live in China, it is estimated that only about 200 practice face changing. We will take a closer look at arguably the top two face changers in the world, Wei Shu Quan and He Hongqing. Quan is considered to be the best face changer in the world. For example, in one of his 3-minute performances, he changed his face 60 different times. It's quite obvious from looking at different performances by Quan that he could change his face 500 different times in 3 minutes. Take a look at this guy. He doesn't even touch his face. Notice how every single time he changes his quote mask, it is placed perfectly on his face, covering his eyes and nose every single time. Quan also said that the man who taught him this secretive practice was destined to teach him face changing. Quan went on to say that he was taught face changing in only 3 days. Quan and other face changers will even interact with the audience and change their face right in front of them. Quan spoke about one of his shows in which 3 cameras were set up to record his performance. The cameramen were attempting to discover how he makes the rapid changes. 2 cameras were right in front of him, while 1 followed from behind. Nevertheless, they still couldn't find anything that gave them any insight into how he is able to change his face so quickly. If someone believes his process of changing the masks is natural, he would have to be storing them somewhere, right? But face changers like Quan take off their hat after their performance, and you can see that there aren't any masks in the hat they wear. You can look at it. There isn't even one mask inside their hat. So where are they storing the masks? Notice how tight the outfit is below the neck. Obviously, the masks aren't being placed there either. What's really happening is that the masks are actually disappearing instantly. That's why even to this day, no video camera in the world has ever picked up even one clue as to how their quote masks are changing. No one has been able to give a natural explanation for how these face changers are able to do what they do. The only explanation is a spiritual one. In these clips, also notice that various face changers use a hat with horns on it. He Hongqing is the fastest face changer in China. Notice the two horns on top of his hat. One skeptic is baffled by how he changes his face as quickly as he does. But the skeptic doesn't believe it's supernatural. He explained to the viewing audience that others have tried to slow the recording down to figure out how he does it. But he says that there is no point in doing that because the magician is just, quote, too good at what he does. One cameraman admitted that he adjusted his camera to capture how the changes were being made, but he couldn't pick up any clues as to how it's being done. The real explanation for how the instant changes are made is that they happen with the assistance of demons. World-famous face changer Quan said, quote, face changing is a very secretive art form.
邊面嘅技巧咧就係好秘密嘅。
Quan will not only change his face over and over again during his performances, but he will also instantly change the color of his entire outfit. So where is he getting the new outfits that he's instantly changing into? There's no place for him to store the outfits or the masks. How is he able to switch and move the outfits and the masks perfectly in the blink of an eye? If people are looking for a natural explanation for these acts, they won't find one. There's simply no natural explanation for the instant transformation of his garments or masks, let alone both. In this clip, face changer He Hongqing makes an interesting statement about how the instantaneous changes are made.
Actually, what is amazing about face changing is its mystery. Through performance and movements, performers are in effect playing with magic. In fact, face changing is a kind of magic.
He essentially admits that face changing is supernatural when he says that face changing is, quote, playing with magic. We will now look at statements from other top magicians who admit that their magic comes from spirits. It needs to be pointed out that God has clearly revealed that to contact unknown spirits or to, quote, channel them is mortally sinful. Its activity he condemns. Those who do so open themselves up to demons and invite them to take possession of their souls.
No way!
Davida Cooperfielda is the most famous magician in history. Cooperfield has openly admitted that spirits are solely responsible for some of his magic. Cooperfield has also traveled the world collecting items which people say are haunted. He has spent millions collecting these magic items.
You see, I've been traveling around the world collecting artifacts, items that people say are haunted. You see, if you concentrate hard enough, you can awaken the spirits inside these objects and cause the objects to move without explanation. And I brought one of those objects with me tonight. It's that table over there, folks. Pick up the table and bring it down here. And everybody, get down on one knee. Just keep your fingertips lightly in contact with that table. Keep your eyes right here at the center. Right here at the center of the table. Don't press down. Exactly. We're going to try to concentrate and awaken the spirits inside this table and cause it to rise up into our fingertips. But it's important you follow my instructions exactly. I want you to concentrate right here and very slowly. Stand up in slow motion. Feel it rise. Feel that table rise. Slower, slower. Feel it rise, and it will rise. Yes. Listen carefully now. Lift up both hands. Put them back. Catch it. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Now, this table will do whatever we tell it to do. Table, come this way. Come on, table. Move this way. Come on. If you feel it, move. Move with it. Come back this way. Come on, table. Move this way. I have an incredible museum of magic that's dealing with all the artifacts of all the great magicians of the past. Their posters, their programs, their books, hundreds of thousands of magic books.
Welcome to my secret, top secret, the International Museum and Library of the Conjuring Arts, with items belonging to Keller, Houdini, Thurston, all the great masters of the past.
I just bought this big magic collection that was about to get split up and kind of either split up or sent out of the country. And one of the first things, one of the greatest things in the collection is this first magic book. And the reason it was written was because it's called The Discovery of Witchcraft. It was written in 1584.
Cooperfield founded the International Museum and Library of the Conjuring Arts. The museum comprises approximately 80,000 items of magic history. It is reportedly the world's largest collection of magic memorabilia. Some appraisers have estimated Cooperfield's magic collection alone to be worth $500 million. One of the items in the collection treasured by Cooperfield is the remaining portion of a house of prostitution. During a storm that swept through the area, the house of prostitution was struck by lightning and all the prostitutes were killed.
The presence of ghosts and spirits have been documented for centuries. In 1931, the Barclay House mysteriously burned to the ground. All of its occupants perished in the fire, but some say they live on.
Do you believe in ghosts? If you don't, before the night's over, we might change your mind. I'm David Cooperfield, and welcome to a night of magic. We're going to show you an old newsreel. Back in 1927, the old Barclay House was sold at auction to a stranger, a lady from out of state. Soon the whole town realized the house became home to a number of working girls who were entertaining gentlemen callers in the evening. Barclay House became the local scandal, and none of the townsfolk ever spoke of it, except to curse it. As if their dreams came true, a storm swept through the state, and lightning struck the Barclay House. And the house and all the ladies of the night perished in the fire. All that was left was one piece of the structure, the upper room that somehow escaped the destruction. Well, I was able to get the remains of that room and reconstruct it here on stage with us tonight, just so we could see if anything else survived. We took the actual wood from the Barclay House and built a room that could be opened and closed for examination. And that's just what we're about to do. Our folks from the audience, step right over here. I want you to check out the inside, make sure nothing tricky about it, just a bunch of walls that open and close and nothing more, okay? You see, there are no material objects in the spirit world, so we have to provide the spirits with objects so they can show their presence. Tonight I'm going to be the medium, the go-between between the spirit world and our world. So if anything should take place inside our room, I want you to be sure it's the spirits and not me using any trickery. But it's important that I can't move. You examine the room. Is it free of any trickery? Fine. And after you've done that, check the knots in my back and my neck. Make sure they're still secure. And once you're satisfied, stand outside the room so you can see around the sides and behind, making it impossible for anyone to enter or leave the room. Now, no self-respecting spirit would show themselves in the light, so we're going to create a little darkness with this curtain and see if we can make the spirits manifest themselves inside the room.
Cooperfield also calls out to the spirits to take a coat, and the coat is taken instantly from its location and placed on Cooperfield's body, even though he can't move his arms and is tied to a chair.
I need you to stand over there, and both of you to step over there. Make sure nothing enters or leaves that room. Our next experiment is very strange. We found that if you close the doors to the empty room and listen carefully, you can hear sounds from inside. Very strange sounds. It's as if the ladies of the house aren't aware that they're dead. Their spirits have been trapped inside all these years, and now they're crying to be free. Let me show you what I mean. Shall we? Everyone be still. These curtains were taken from the house before the fire. They're an item the spirits are familiar with, and we're going to use them to enclose ourselves inside the room. Hold up your hands, we're going to hand you the curtains. Very good. We're going to lift the curtains and try to arouse the spirits. Lift the curtains.
David Cooperfield is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most popular solo entertainer in history. He has sold more tickets than any other solo entertainer in history. His world tours and Vegas shows have grossed $4 billion and counting. Cooperfield's face is on the postage stamps of 6 different countries. Cooperfield's website says, quote, David's proudest achievement, however, is Project Magic, a program that uses magic as therapy in 1,000 hospitals in 30 countries worldwide. Cooperfield got involved in magic at the age of 10.
When I did magic, I found I could do it very well.
By age 12, he became the youngest person ever to be admitted to the Society of American Magicians. Cooperfield's official website described him as, quote, already an accomplished conjurer by the age of 12. At 16, he was a professor at New York University teaching magic. Cooperfield has done many magic acts that have gone down in history as some of the most astounding of all time. In this magic act aired on national television in 2001, Cooperfield throws a ball behind his head into the audience. He then asks the woman who got the ball to close her eyes and throw the ball anywhere she wants. She throws the ball, and it is caught by a man. Cooperfield then asks that person what his initials are. He says TS.
Do that right now. Brett, say hi to TS.
Hey, TS.
He then tells him to write TS on his arm using a black marker. Cooperfield then takes a Polaroid picture of him and some other members of the audience. He then has one of them sign the bottom of the picture. At that point, Cooperfield and an audience member get into an exposed thin steel cage, and they disappear right in front of the thousands of audience members. They teleport 4,000 miles away to a beach in Hawaii where they have a live camera set up. Cooperfield then shows the audience back in Memphis the Polaroid picture he just took with audience members in Memphis, as well as the TS marking on his arm. Cooperfield then teleports back to Memphis, appearing instantly in the midst of the crowd. Cooperfield shows some sand he grabbed from the beach during his trip. In the same event in Memphis, Cooperfield made a coin fall in slow motion in a person's hand. He also caused a picture to move on paper. Cooperfield also levitated audience members during this same show. Over the years, Cooperfield has levitated many people.
We floated people outside in broad daylight.
This is nothing.
Want to go again?
He has even flown through the air while proving that he doesn't have any cables or wires attached. He will even carry a person into the air with him as he flies around. Cooperfield has included random members of his live audience in his magic acts throughout the decades. For example, in this act, he asked to borrow a tie from a young member of the audience.
Jake, step over here, Jake. Can I borrow your tie? Do you mind? I promise to return it to you later.
Cooperfield then moves the tie around in ways that are absolutely impossible without supernatural assistance. The tie then appears to move on its own. At the end of his act with the tie, he places it in a closed box where it continues to move around. In 2012, Cooperfield did an online interview. One person asked Cooperfield, quote, "Are you the devil?" Cooperfield responded to the question not by answering no, but by saying, quote, "I don't think so." Cooperfield has worked a number of, quote, miracles over the decades. Cooperfield also walked through the Great Wall of China. During this event, the camera never cut away at any time. He did this in front of witnesses standing right above the wall. Before Cooperfield decides to come out completely on the other side of the wall, he only puts his hands through the wall. He then puts his hands back into the wall. A short time after that, he decides to go completely through the wall. He is then congratulated by the witnesses who saw what he did. Here's an article that ranks the top 10 magicians of all time in their opinion. David Cooperfield is listed as the greatest magician of all time. Coming in as the second greatest magician of all time according to this list is Harry Houdini. Houdini died on, quote, Halloween in 1926. This is a picture of Houdini's grave with magician Criss Angel standing on top of it. This is one of Houdini's poster ads. Look at all the demons on the poster. Poster ads have been used by magicians over the last 100 years as a way to get customers and others to come out to see their performances. Ranking at number 4 and 6 on the list are Criss Angel and David Blaine. They will be covered later in this video. Robert Houdin, a famous French magician who died in 1871, is ranked number 7. This is a French book of writings from Houdin titled, quote, How One Becomes a Sorcerer. Notice the demons, especially the large one right behind Houdin. This is another picture in which demons are holding up a picture of Houdin. Number 8 on this list is Harry Blackstone Sr. Blackstone was a famous American magician. He became well known for his performances in the 1930s and 1940s. In Blackstone's poster ads like this one from the 1930s, you can find the clear depiction of demons. On this poster from magician Blackstone, he has 126 demon faces covering the border of the poster ad. In this poster, Blackstone is depicted dressed as a devil. Blackstone's son, Harry Blackstone Jr., also became a famous American magician. He died in 1997 and, like his dad, became one of the most famous magicians in history. In this magic act, Blackstone Jr. doesn't just cause a light bulb to light up without electricity and float in the air. He actually pushes the light bulb out into the audience directly in front of their eyes. Number 9 on this list is the magician Dante. He was considered the greatest magician in the world when he died in 1955. Take a look at Dante's poster ad in which a demon is holding playing cards. It also shows a demon whispering in his ear. This is a clip of one of Dante's performances. Notice that he appears in front of a large image of the devil.
There she rests. She could remain there for hours should I so desire. But watch. Margot, hear me. Are you ready? Then go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for your pleasure, my assistants and I will present the famous Hindu rope trick.
In this poster, notice how the demonic figure behind Dante looks just like him. You can see that there is at least one demon in all of these Dante poster ads. There were many other famous magicians of the last century, such as the famous American magician Howard Thurston. He died in 1936 and he was considered one of the most famous magicians of his time. According to reports, Thurston would have people pick cards out of a deck. He would then put the cards back into the deck and shuffle them. He would then correctly select the cards that had been chosen by making them rise out of the pack one by one. Notice the demon whispering into his ear on his 1914 promotional poster. Charles Carter was another famous magician. He also died in 1936. He called himself Carter the Great. Some other prominent American magicians were Grover George, who died in 1958, and Harry Keller, who died in 1922. You are probably noticing a common theme with the poster ads for these famous magicians from the last century. In every single one of these poster ads, there is at least one demon being depicted. This indicates that these magicians knew exactly where they were getting the power to perform their signs and wonders. That is, from demons. The poster ads for these magicians clearly portray demons playing the key role in how these magic acts are being accomplished. The posters clearly demonstrate that these magicians were nothing more than sorcerers used by the devil. This is a modern magic book called Tricks of the Mind. It's a book written by Darren Brown, a famous current European magician and hypnotist. Brown, an open homosexual, is pictured on the cover. Notice the incredible similarity to what we just saw over and over again in the poster ads of famous magicians from the last century. Demons on the cover next to the ear giving information. Here is an ad for one of Brown's performances. Notice the demons right near him again whispering information into his ear. The demons give the magicians the information. Brown's 2005 tour show was called, quote, Something Wicked This Way Comes. For his 2011 and 2012 Svengali tour, Brown proclaimed the, quote, wonders of the occult. Brown produced a small book for the tour which he currently sells. Brown also depicts himself with a devil's tail. Brown also sold a video of his different tricks which he called, quote, the Devil's Picture Book. As just stated, Darren Brown is well known throughout the world for his magic. He is also known for conducting things like seances on live TV. A seance is an occult ritual in which people attempt to make contact with the dead in order to receive messages from spirits. Hans Klok from Holland is one of the biggest magicians in Europe. He's also an open homosexual. He was chosen to perform for the opening of the 2006 Soccer World Cup in Germany. He made the trophy appear out of thin air in a glass cage. An estimated 500 million watched his performance. Famous American magician David Blaine's interest in magic began at the age of 4, when he was given an occult tarot card deck. Blaine talks about this deck in his book Mysterious Stranger, quote, My grandmother had given my mother an amazing deck of tarot cards. I played with those cards wherever I was. Here is a picture of a tarot card from a deck that Blaine describes as, quote, beautiful in his book Mysterious Stranger. Tarot cards are representations of occult teachings with pictures.
Magic is all I wanted to do since I was a little kid. That was my only dream.
Yeah, you know all the different cards in the deck.
Right.
Okay, so what you'll do is touch one, but do not let me see it. So just
pull it out or just touch
one,
All right.
whatever.
Okay.
Which one? This one?
This one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you want to check? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we show it to the camera?
Oh, okay, yeah, good idea.
And you can't
Good.
see. I mean, clearly there's nothing there.
Okay, well here, let's use your card. Let me just rip a little piece off.
Okay.
Hold this. Nothing up my sleeve, just seeing the pieces.
Okay.
It's gone.
Where did that... Where's the rest of it? Can I go in through here?
Yeah,
Where,
sure.
So where did you get... All right. Okay, can you... Well, where is it?
You could have had any card and we just ripped a little piece off.
Right.
Maybe reach into your pocket. Yeah, go ahead, reach into your far pocket. No, far. Yeah, you're good.
This one?
Sure. Just as far away. Tell me if there's...
Wait a minute. Are you serious?
All the way in the bottom.
What? How did you pull
Check if it's the right piece. Make sure it fits exactly. Maybe let them see as well.
Yeah, it fits.
It's a piece that
it fits perfectly. Well, how did you didn't touch? Well, now you freaked me out. You didn't touch me at all.
And you can see all the different cards in the deck. I don't know if you can all see them.
Looks like a regular deck.
Good. And out of all the cards, just touch one. Take one out.
Okay.
Whichever. That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at it.
Okay.
You want to let them see it as well.
Okay.
I can see in the camera.
Oh, you can? All right, I ruined the trick.
Do you know why you chose that?
Because you forced it on me? I don't know.
No. When I gave you the Sharpie and I showed it to you.
Yeah.
Just rub the logo. Look at the logo.
Oh! Look at that.
You see what it says?
7 of spades.
Watch.
David Blaine has levitated and performed many, quote, miracles on the streets of numerous cities.
Eliminate another suit, not the suit of your card. Eliminate another one. Club? Eliminated. Look, I'm going to show you that I'm not kidding. Yours is a diamond? Eliminated. Watch. First I get rid of the spades because you said those first. See how they start to just disappear? Then I get rid of the clubs. See how they start to disappear? Then I get rid of all the diamonds. See, the whole deck disappears, all except for what's left, the hearts plus your card. So sign it. Sign it. Yeah. Put a signature. Like a real signature so I can't copy that. Great. It's good? Now hold on. Now to make sure I don't cheat, Can you hold my wrist? You can hold it, yeah. See, now I can't do any sleight of hand.
Okay.
So I take your card, and I place it, give or take, about middle, okay? Name a suit other than the suit of your card to eliminate. So not diamonds.
Hearts.
Hearts?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, if I squeeze the deck, see how I make the cards start to just disappear? See how the whole deck starts to vanish? See, everything disappears except for hearts, because the card that you signed. You can keep the...
Are you kidding me?
Here's the idea. Watch close. If I squeeze the deck, Jimmy, see, I make the cards start to vanish. See how all the cards start to just disappear? See, everything disappears except for hearts, because that's what she thought of, and of course...
In his book Mysterious Stranger, Blaine talks about a magic act he performed when he took a homeless man's cup of coffee. Blaine described the event, quote, "Holding it in both my hands, I muttered some weird incantations and the coffee in the cup turned into coins."
Oh! How'd you do that one? Oh, guys, that's your magic.
While visiting a prison in Louisiana, Blaine approached the prison door and bent the prison bars.
Ready? There's no way you can bend them bars.
I've been here 25 years. I think he's been in like 33 years. Never seen bars. Never seen bars big. I mean, we actually started getting bars with his hand. I seen you bend that ball like that. I ain't never seen that happen. Been up all the time. That's
Incredible hole. No problem at all. How?
I seen something amazing. But on TV, I didn't think that was real. I see it's real now though. I finally see where he at. David Blaine, he real.
In this clip, Blaine takes a lady's watch off her hand.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, no, heart diamond.
He then walks down the street to a jewelry store.
I wanted to do something with the jewelry store always. It's closed, so we can't. I used to imagine what would it be like if I could steal the stuff from it.
He then tells the lady to look at the display case. She looks closely and sees that it is her watch. She realizes that the watch is no longer on her hand.
It's my watch! That is my watch!
Is that really your watch?
Yes, it is.
Blaine then puts his hand through the window to grab the watch that had been on her hand.
Here, come closer. Look, watch this. If I reach like this, see that? I reach through the window, see that?
He then moves his hand back through the window without any damage to the window or his hand.
It's my watch.
The newspaper has a hole. Well, look, the newspaper has a hole. Well, look, the window doesn't.
I don't get it. Amazing.
See my hand?
Amazing. I did. That's so cool.
And this is your watch.
That's
for real.
Blaine also promotes voodoo magic.
And you remember the guys that used to do the voodoo? Yeah, magic has existed for thousands and thousands of years. Court jesters used to do it, shamans would perform it. In Haiti, magic and voodoo are considered the same thing.
David Blaine, Mysterious Stranger, quote, "On our first night in Haiti, Abujo had arranged for us to film a voodoo ceremony. By the time the voodoo ceremony started, the temperature in that room had to be at least 120 degrees. Then I saw the human skulls and the full skeleton. The ceremony began and it was the most intense experience I'd ever had in my life. The heat, the music, the chanting, the stench of decaying flesh, it was otherworldly. People got up and drank some kind of potion, and all of a sudden their eyes rolled back in their head. They broke into some weird ecstatic dance, and then they fell down in a trance." David Blaine, quote, "Sometimes I'll pull a hair out of my head and place it on the drawing of my hand before the match is lit. It's a convincing touch for someone who believes in voodoo." After he emerged from being buried alive underground for a week in 1999, Blaine told the crowd, quote, "I saw something very prophetic, a vision of every race, every religion, every age group banding together, and that made all of this worthwhile. To promote different religions banding together is complete apostasy from God." Here is Blaine's promotional poster for this event. Notice that the underground looks like hell. Here is a Blaine promotional poster for his act of being trapped in a solid block of ice for 3 days. Notice how Blaine embedded a skull on his platform. Here are some posters from another major event of Blaine. Notice the presence of demons. In 2002, Blaine stood atop a 100-foot pillar in the New York City area. The area for him to stand was less than 2 feet wide. He stood there for 35 hours straight with no safety net.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a safety net on the bottom just in case he falls. The wind blows or rain or something. There's nothing down there.
He completed the act wearing a hoodie with a dragon prominently featured on the front. Apocalypse 12 verse 9, quote, "And that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent who is called the devil and Satan, who seduces the whole world."
Let me try this. Can I take this hat? You have something I can use as well? Just anything. Like not a hat. Because what's that mean? Satine? Give me something to take though. Something to grab with. Something just so I could take like this. Look, watch. Look. If you reach in, right? Make it pretend you're reaching into the hat. No, but look, I make it seem like a snake.
Y'all crazy, yo. Y'all crazy. Yo, the hell we at?
Revelations 20 verse 2, quote, "The dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan." Throughout his book, Mysterious Stranger Blaine features pictures of dragons on the sides of the pages. He also features a picture of the devil or a demon in agony surrounded by flames many times in his book. He never explains why he is promoting this picture. On the title page for chapter 8 of his book, Blaine has a picture of himself. Look at the shadow. The shadow for Blaine has horns on its head. Blaine is clearly telling us that he is of the devil. Blaine has the look of demonic possession, a dark figure who in his own words produces works that are dark.
I'm doing a one-man show in New York, which is an off-Broadway show that's going to be very dark and different than anything.
Jesus says that those who are evil love darkness, walk in darkness, and are of the power of darkness. St. Paul also repeatedly describes the devil's power as that of darkness.
Now watch, ready?
Are you an illusionist? Are you a trickster? What is it? Are you a stuntman? What are you? How would you describe yourself?
Just a showman.
In one interview, Blaine flashed the eye of Horus marked on his hand. He said that it's his protection from death.
Is this part of the show, this stare and the eyes and all that sort of thing? The eye in the hand. And what is that? What is the eye in the hand? Let's see that again.
It's protection.
Protection. What does that mean?
Protection from death.
Oh.
Horus is an Egyptian false god that was worshipped by the Satanist Aleister Crowley. Crowley called himself the B666 and was deeply involved in magic. Crowley also promoted human sacrifice, homosexuality, and other forms of sexual perversion. Crowley's main saying was, quote, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law." Satanism teaches that whatever you feel like doing, you should do. Also, take a close look at the pentagram, the five-pointed star used by Crowley. This pentagram, along with the inverted pentagram, are both symbols used by Satanists and witches. Here's a regular pentagram featured on a statue recently displayed by Satanists. This is the most famous magician in Japan, Cyril Takayama, known simply as Cyril. In this magic act, Cyril draws a pentagram using chalk. It's almost identical to the pentagram used by Crowley and other Satanists. Also notice the skull with a black star on his shirt.
枠の中に立ってください。どうぞ来てください、前まで。ここ。Please, right here. Right here, okay? And ちょっと下まで。
Cyril then puts the woman inside the circle and levitates her.
Let go. Let go.
Cyril 以外の4人が手を離しても女性が宙に浮いている。
後ろに引いてください。
しかし現象はこれだけではなかった。
下がってください。テイさん、集中は崩さないでくださいね。大丈夫、大丈夫。集中崩さないでください。Concentrate.
Cyril was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. He then moved to Japan. He became fascinated by magic at around the age of 7 when he was taken to a Las Vegas magic show. Notice that many of these top magicians got involved in magic at a very young age. Here, Cyril is on an outdoor ice skating rink. He asks someone to roll a water bottle on the ice. Cyril moves to the spot where the water bottle stops rolling. He takes a person's cell phone and instantly puts it under the ice.
1, 2, 3.
He then breaks up the ice and pulls the cell phone out.
よく音を聞いててください。何もないです。Ready, Aya?
In this clip, a woman selects a card and places it among other cards in a life raft ring in a pool. Cyril then does a bungee jump from an extremely high area holding a sword. As he comes down, he stabs the card the woman selected and gives it to her.
私が本当に書いた。まさにそのカード。
There's no way that I can move. Okay. There's no way that I can take the finger ring off. Okay. It's gonna jump from the bottom to the top. Okay. Magic. Okay? Don't let go. 1, 2, 3. Hey! Okay. You can let go now. Okay. From the middle finger. Okay. Try one more time. I want everybody to see. From the middle finger all the way to my... Take it. Check it out.
In the following clip, Cyril appears to change water into ice.
That's okay. No problem.
さらに緑のリンゴをポスターの絵に重ねると
Cyril has been pictured wearing this shirt. The back of the shirt has the title, quote, "The God of Wind." Like many other magicians, Cyril has also worn shirts with skulls. Cyril also embraces religious indifferentism, and he says differences are precious.
It reminded me of all of our differences and how precious those differences truly are.
Another wonderful day here in Rio. Until next time, love, peace, and happiness.
Cyril has performed numerous seemingly inexplicable tricks, like this one where he bites off a coin with his teeth, then he spits it out so it becomes whole again. Other magicians have also performed this trick.
Yikes! Oh my! Hey, very good.
Oh no! Oh no.
In reviewing footage from the top magicians in the world, one discovers that they perform many of the same kinds of false miracles. This includes various magicians putting their bodies in positions in which they should fall over, but they don't. A spirit must be assisting them in order for them to do this.
This is brilliant. Now just slowly let go. And step back.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness! That is amazing!
In this false miracle, Cyril makes a card someone selected come out of the deck and stick to the window. He also puts it on the other side of the window.
Oh. That's it. That's it, man.
On the other side of the glass.
Criss Angel is one of the most famous magicians in history. Some believe he has already become the greatest magician of all time, surpassing even Davida Cooperfielda. Criss is the most watched magician in the history of the internet, and his magic show called Believe is the top-selling magic production in the world. His show Believe takes place in Las Vegas, also called Sin City.
We are here in Sin City, Las Vegas.
Criss sells a magic kit. It's the largest magic kit available in the world.
It's out right now.
Right from there, it's coming out in 50,000 stores.
Criss started practicing magic as a child after begging his aunt to tell him how she did a card trick.
You know that you can do that. Well, I started when I was 6 years old. My Aunt Stella taught me my very first card trick. I became obsessed and passionate with the art of magic by the time I was 10. Started performing professionally when I was 13, and that's all I ever knew.
In his book Mind Freak, Criss Angel said, quote, "Once she shared the secret of the trick, I felt this incredible sense of power that an adult didn't understand how it worked, but I did. It was very enticing. I became extremely fascinated by magic." At age 14, Criss floated his mom on a broomstick. While Criss was heavily involved with magic, he also studied dance, the martial arts, quote, mysticism, and music.
I grew up, the MTV generation, and I was much more interested in music, great bands like Led Zeppelin or the Beatles.
Growing up, Criss was instrumental in starting 2 heavy metal music bands called Angel and Angel Dust. Referring to his time growing up, Criss said, quote, "My greatest influences were MTV and music. Ozzy Osbourne, Elvis, Motley Crue. Those were the people I aspired to be like." Criss said that as a performer, he wanted to be like the Beatles, Kiss, and Madonna. Criss Angel, quote, "Madonna is a tremendous example of someone who went to New York with a couple of dollars in her pocket and an enormous dream to conquer the world. She did whatever she had to do until she hit the big time." Criss Angel, quote, "As I began to explore other personal influences, I found myself drawn to eccentric personalities like surreal artist Salvador Dali. Dali was addicted to fame and money. He innately understood that as an artist, garnering any type of reaction from his audience was the best way to seduce them and win their favor." Criss Angel, quote, "I had to generate some noise to blow any of my competitors out of the water. To do that, I needed to be radical and hardcore." Criss Angel's official symbol is an A inside a circle. It's extremely similar to the universal symbol for anarchy. It's also somewhat similar to a pentagram, which is a star inside a circle. Criss's first major stage show was called Mind Freak. Criss had many major magic shows on national television. One of them was in 2003 on the Sci-Fi Channel called Supernatural.
Tonight, you will meet a man who will change the way you think about magic. Supernatural. The Mind Freak. Criss Angel. Supernatural.
Criss's current stage show, Believe, debuted at the Luxor Pyramid Hotel in Las Vegas on Halloween night 2008. Criss holds a Guinness World Record for making 100 people disappear during a May 26, 2010 performance of Believe. From 2005 to 2010, Criss ran a series of national TV shows on A&E called Mind Freak. Mind Freak portrays a crawling demon following Criss around. Here is part of the official Mind Freak theme song sung by Criss Angel. In 2007, Criss authored a book called Mind Freak: Secret Revelations, which appeared on the LA Times bestseller list. In 2013, Criss ran a series of national TV shows called Believe on Spike TV. In 2015, Criss started a new magic show called The Supernaturalists. Criss has described his magic empire by saying, quote, "I've created a very large, sometimes scary beast of an operation. Chris speaks of when he went into business with his manager. He says, quote, "We literally cut our hands, let the blood seep through, and shook on our deal." Chris is a magician who has levitated, something that cannot be done without the assistance of a spirit or spirits. Chris has levitated on more than one occasion in front of live audiences. Chris says that all of his magic is performed live. Chris has also levitated above the Luxor Hotel, the pyramid where his magic show Believe is performed.
Stand by.
On other occasions, Chris has hypnotized people and then levitated them.
You ever been hypnotized?
No.
Have you ever been hypnotized?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna try this with you. All right?
That's so I don't know how I do not have muscle control like that. He's totally out. Totally out.
Oh, girl!
We're gonna try something that is gonna require a little bit of hypnosis. Chris, come over here for a second, and I want you to look at me.
Chris has also levitated Shaquille O'Neal on more than one occasion. The second time Shaq was levitated, he was at Chris's house. Shaq is one of the biggest and best players in NBA history, standing 7'1" and weighing about 350 pounds. Shaq was levitated so high that he went over Chris's house. A small crowd was also there watching the event, including some, quote, celebrities.
How in the world did Chris Angel get Shaq off the ground?
How'd you do that?
That's the most amazing thing I ever saw in my life.
Here, Chris takes a randomly selected stuffed animal from a toy store and makes it appear to walk. One boy questions if there is a battery inside, and Chris proves that there is no battery inside the stuffed animal. Chris has also pushed a pencil right through a quarter in front of witnesses.
I want you to see that you can actually see on both sides. Completely goes right through.
Ace of spades. The ace of spades. That's a very popular card. I would just literally be able to flip out, boom, the ace of spades. You see that?
Chris will even vanish right in front of people.
I'm still here, watch.
The volunteers in this magic act look underneath the blanket and discover that Chris has disappeared.
All right, now, you brought out here today 3 forks.
Right, actually we got them from the green room.
You got them from, these are actual Fox News
That's
Channel
true. I think it says
forks.
Fox on the back.
Yeah, Fox on the back, all right. And you can do something, now I've messed with this fork.
I'm going to try something.
You are?
I'll try something if you like.
Yeah.
All right, and you examine these, and I'll play it to this camera right over here in front of me, all right? I'm just going to take it, I'm going to shake it like this. And as I shake it, you'll see something start to happen right now, watch. Look, you see it going right there? Look. I'll show you one more time.
You're going to have to show me.
All right, here you go, watch. Right,
I watch it very carefully.
You'll see it happen right now. Look, it's starting to go. It's going to start going right now. Look.
Let me see this third one. Okay, this is a...
Now, I can tell you, if you have a Heineken Premium Light beer, it looks a lot better.
All right, now, do that again. I shook it, nothing happened to it.
Well, you got to get it. See, every fork says where it's made on the back. This is made in Japan, and it's stainless steel. But if you just shake it like this and you get it just right, you can heat up the metal and start to bend, just like this. Watch, you'll see it go. You see that? Look.
You want to explain that?
You know, I respect him for what he's accomplished.
Later, Chris shows a bracelet he's wearing. He says that it contains, quote, all different religions.
Look at that watch.
Your watch. Yeah, thank you.
Show that's like an insane watch. Is that real diamonds or custom?
No, it's real. It's real.
In a different interview with Larry King, Chris is asked if he has faith. Chris responds saying, quote, yes, absolutely, I believe, and I tell people they should believe whatever that belief is, whether it is in themselves, in God, in what they are doing. In the next magic act, Chris hypnotizes a man and then tells him to, quote, become one with the vase.
Just relax yourself. Now, listen to my voice. Keep your eyes closed. No. Be careful. No. Open up your eyes. Now put your hands over your head. pull that along to the vase. I'm going to balance this right on your head. Become one with the vase. Balance. Now listen to my voice. Turn. Turn. Oh, wow. Turn. Wow.
Criss Angel claims to believe in God and says that he is very religious. He will frequently talk about how he's, quote, blessed. But as we can see, he fully accepts false religions.
He has all different religions.
He also practices voodoo magic using a voodoo doll.
I believe in the voodoo. Not really, but kind of sort. I'm not sure.
All right. You feel this?
Yes, yes. Yes, I did. Yes.
I want you to take that pin. You can put it anywhere you like. Face the voodoo doll. Wherever you want. I want you to poke it, okay? Stand forward. You just poke it wherever you want. Go! Where'd you poke it?
On the nose.
What the heck you doing, man?
Felt it?
Yeah. Ow!
Notice the growling noises Criss makes during the following, quote, miracles.
Tell me when you feel your hand get warm.
It's getting warm now. It's getting really warm.
Watch.
Don't go away.
Can you believe it?
Open your eyes up. Can I try something with your girlfriend? Just relax, she's fine. She's okay. Hold her. Just put your hands, palms up, facing up. Do not let go of her. She's fine. Just relax. Just guide her. Hold her. Very slowly, remove your hands. Step away. Relax.
Criss has conducted seances on national TV in which he attempts to contact the spirit world.
We headed over to the Opera House for the dark seance.
During this seance, Criss got possessed right on camera in front of witnesses. He flipped upside down and went up the wall. Everyone but the cameramen ran immediately out of the room. The volunteer in this next quote miracle seems to realize that Criss's magic is accomplished by the devil and shouts, quote, the devil in both Spanish and English.
This is like the Houdini milk can, except I'm not gonna get into. Watch, be careful, be careful. Face the audience, okay? Now I want you just to relax, okay? All right, you're gonna go, can you fit in there? Can you actually fit in? Come around, come around. I want you to put your hand on the lid, watch. We're gonna try something. We're gonna try something right here. Now put your hand on top there. You kind of come. Now are you in there? Just bang on that. Just push. Now do it again. Let me hear you. You are there, right? I'm here. Okay, now watch. Watch. Come over here. Ready? Now! Look! Right up there!
In the next clip, Criss goes to a person's house and levitates on their sprinkler. But what's extremely interesting is what's on the hoodie he's wearing. The black hoodie has the devil's face on it with the words, quote, ante-up. The term ante-up usually means an offering or payment for something. Is this an admission by Chris that the devil will demand his soul for the powers he has given him? Chris has worn this shirt on more than one occasion. This is a picture of the homepage of Criss Angel's official Twitter account taken on August 8, 2015. Notice the flames and Chris's official A symbol on the left and right. It looks like a depiction of hell. But as you look at the fire scene more closely, it gets even worse. That's because Chris placed his face in the center, directly in the midst of the flames. And if you don't think that it's Chris's face, here is the official image Chris uses of his face. As you can see, it's a perfect match. Chris's official cards have eyes on them, and the eyes look like they're bleeding. It's interesting that Chris changed his last name to Angel. As mentioned earlier, the official name for Criss Angel's magic show is called Believe. To call your magic show Believe is to present magic as a salvation message. It is to preach a false gospel. Chris will tell the crowd to yell out Believe during his shows, as these clips from his shows in 2013 and 2014 demonstrate.
All right, folks, let me hear you say Believe with me on the count of three. Let it marinate in your soul. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
In an LA Times interview on October 12, 2008, Criss Angel spoke about his stage show Believe. Chris said, quote, "This show is about my life. It's about the demons in my head, the good that's out there, the angels and love and lust, all that stuff mixed up." During the same interview, Chris said, as someone whose business is, quote, lying to people, he is very controlling of his image. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 9 states that the deception of Satan and his agents comes, quote, in all power and signs and lying wonders. Notice that the Bible uses the word lying in regard to false signs and wonders that are worked through the power of the devil. They are lying signs and wonders because they are done through the power of the devil, not God. Now take a close look at these ads and merchandise which promote Criss Angel's Believe Magic Show and his Believe TV shows on Spike. Take a close look at the three letters that stand out. The three letters that stand out or are in caps are the letters L, I, and E, which gives you the word lie. It's very clear that God compelled the devil to make this admission. This gives people another chance to recognize that Criss Angel's magic acts are lying signs and wonders performed by the devil. Let's now look at the Spike TV YouTube channel and Criss Angel's official YouTube channel. As you can see, LIE is in caps, meaning that Chris on his official page wanted it to be displayed this way. This is also how Chris uses it as a hashtag on his official Twitter account, as you can see in this August 27, 2015 screenshot taken of his profile area. It's how Believe is branded or marketed to the public, and Chris is closely involved with the way everything looks.
I want to make sure that my vision is followed through in every particular step, so that when the public watches it, it's a true representation of what I wanted. I got to be involved in every aspect.
Every single thing in that show is Criss Angel. He stars in it, he develops the demonstrations.
Even something as little as Chris's signature was so important to Chris, like how the signature looked.
God allows these signs to reveal the truth that Criss Angel's, quote, miracles are lying signs and wonders performed through the power of the father of lies, the devil. In the store on Criss Angel's official website, chrisangel.com, Chris sells temporary tattoos so that his followers can mark their bodies with his image. Many of Chris's followers have marked their bodies with his picture and images. This shirt is described in Chris's store as Criss Angel's half-skull face with angels whispering into each ear. Chris has also been photographed in public wearing this Egyptian pyramid shirt, and he sells similar shirts in his store. This one has the statement, quote, "Do the spirits come back?" Chris also sells various secret society shirts in his official store. Criss Angel started his own secret society. One of the main links on chrisangel.com goes to his secret society page. It says, quote, "You are about to enter the secret society and become an official member. Enter your secret society code found in your Criss Angel magic product. By becoming a member, you agree not to reveal any secrets. The future of magic is yours. Are you ready to become an official member?" Criss Angel's official secret society symbol is shown. It contains the pyramid with the eye. Most tarot card decks typically have 78 different cards. Chris sells a shirt that promotes one particular tarot card, number 13 in Roman numerals. It is the Death card. Anyone can look it up and verify that the number 13 tarot card represents death. Here, Chris wears a number 13 necklace in a video he uploaded to his Twitter account on August 24, 2015. During an interview, Chris was asked about what the number 13 signifies to him. Chris said, quote, "The 13 is something that I prefer." Chris also wears a number 13 ring in addition to a pyramid with an eye ring and a skull ring. Chris sells many shirts that have a skull on them. And Chris, like many of the other top magicians in the world, very frequently wears shirts or clothing that have a skull on them. This is another top-rank magician who wears a skull on his shirt. His name is Franklin Saint. He has done things like bending objects without touching them.
I'm not a hokey magician. I'm not pulling rabbits out of hats. There's no smoke and mirrors. I'm presenting something that defies logic, defies the laws of nature. That's crazy. I'm not using any type of gimmicks or props. I focus more on my energy and...
He has said that it demonstrates supernatural ability.
If you're wondering if you took the red pill or the blue pill.
And that was an open thing, and now it's totally closed.
Oh, yeah. And it was bent, and then he undented.
Yes. That was supernatural. No gimmicks, no smoke and mirrors.
After one of his performances, Franklin said, quote, "I felt good. The energy was surging through my veins."
How'd it go? I felt good. You felt good? Yeah, I felt good. The energy was surging through my veins.
Former 33rd degree Freemason Manly P. Hall made a similar statement about energy surging through the hands. Hall said, quote, "When the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly apply energy." It's interesting that Hall uses the term dynamo. Dynamo happens to be the name used by Europe's most popular magician.